right now, it is time for another Cigars and Conversation with your fellas from a puff a minute. I'm your man, Cigar Mick.
It's Cigar Banker. What's good?
What's good, family? We back in the building, y'all. We decided, you know what, man? Let's get together today. Let's talk a little something. Chop it up a little bit, man. We missed out last week, which was cool, but it's always things to talk about out here, fam. You know what I'm saying? And anytime I get a chance to sit down with you, bro, chop it up, man, you already know it's gonna be, an outstanding event, man.
Yes.
Let's get into it. Let's do what we do, fam. But let's talk about what we smoking, y'all.
Yeah, definitely. So we had a bet. We probably gonna get into it anyway, but I owed you a stick.
You did owe me a stick
for a bet we made, right?
You did owe me a stick.
But I brought a couple of things, man, some old classics. So today I am smoking the Timeless Supreme. This is all Nicaraguan. And many of you may know that Nat Sherman.
Yes.
So the company got sold, changed hands a couple of times.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure everybody was concerned what was the quality of cigars going to be after the changeover, right?
Right.
So even after the changeover, I'm glad to say the cigars are still what they have always been. Nat Sherman is one of those companies that just makes a great product. Once again, in the vein for the banker with that Nicaraguan.
Nice.
So I go through and through Nicaraguan, but the Supreme is a beautiful smoke.
Yes.
Got introduced to this at a tasting a few years back, man. Never left off of it.
That's what's up. As I pull the live up on the iPad, man, so I can see what's going on. So yeah, bro, listen, man. People ask me all the time, like, Mick, what is your favorite cigar? Right? And I always try to evade that question because, I like to stay agnostic. I don't want to put anybody brand on blast or,
Right.
try to show favoritism. Mm-hmm. But I can honestly say, man, that my absolute favorite cigar, y'all ready for this? Is one that I get for free when I beat my boy in a bet.
Absolutely.
When I beat my boy in a bet and he got to pay me in cigars, that's a good day. That's a good day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But today, man, I appreciate this. You blessed me with this H. Upman, this 1844. And again, man, this right here is Nicaragua, man. It's got that Ecuadorian Habano, wrapper on it. Some Nicaragua fillers, man, and I think the binder might be Dominican or what have you. But regardless, it's blended by AJ Fernandez,
yes.
right? So need I say more?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? We could have just started and stopped right there, right? It's blended by AJ Fernandez. You could never go wrong with anything that AJ puts out, man. So he worked with H. Upman on this one, man. This is an outstanding, like you said, it's a classic. You know what I'm saying? We've been smoking these for a long time, and I definitely appreciate that this morning, man. And it's delicious.
Yes. especially when it's FREE.
Yeah, brother, free 99, folk. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on with that this morning, fam. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, we get great love from AJ. AJ loves the Puff Man. We love AJ back. So definitely was a easy passover, right, for this morning to make sure we had something for the video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely, fam. So let's talk about how I got this stick.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? That's a great place to start right there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still hurt.
So some of y'all might know that there was this fight last week. You know what I'm saying? And it was your boy. Golly, bro, how come I'm doing this right now, man? So it was your boy Earl Spence Jr.
Mr. Earl.
Yeah, Mr. Earl. You know what I'm saying? Against Bud Crawford.
Yes.
Turns Bud Crawford. So I've been saying all along, man. I had so many cats, because again, everybody was like, yo, Spence is gonna tear Crawford up. Spence is gonna beat his, all of that, right? I'm sitting back like, nah, I don't know, fellas. I'm like, Crawford is a bad boy. He's a dog, bro, and he hits with bad intentions, man. Like he's literally trying to hurt you when he's in the ring. There's very few fighters out there, man, that have his killer instinct. Because once he knows he has you hurt, bro, it goes from a boxing match, you know what I'm saying, to UFC, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally trying to like take you out.
I'm trying to feed my family.
Exactly. So that's what went down, man. You're not the only one who owed me cigar, by the way, bro. So I got a lot of cigars on this fight.
I'm sure, man, because shoot, I think everybody had their money on Arrow. And we had talked earlier in that day, right? He was like, man, the casino about to kill everybody. And they did.
Exactly.
They had
I said, yo, man, the casino's about to get up, bro, because everybody had their money on Earl. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. You know what I'm saying, for Crawford to go ahead and get this knockout, even though it's technical knockout, whatever. That's gonna sit up there and change everybody's mind. Now he's gonna get the respect that he deserves. And if they should come back, right, at 154, the money's probably going to swing the other way, right? So now I'll be interested to see what happens, at 154, right? Because I do believe that the 147 probably took a lot off of Spence's punches, right? Like, he didn't really have no power behind him.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you this, though. So everybody was always talking about Errol is the bigger dude, right? He a bigger fighter. He comes in at 147. He's struggling to get down to 147.
Right.
But I'll tell you this. After that second round, Terrence hit that boy with a couple of jabs. Not even considered a power punch, right? A straight jab that hurt him. And after that second round, he was not the same dude.
Exactly.
He was not the same dude. He looked labored. Yep. His arms looked like they was heavy. Yeah. He couldn't put no power behind nothing. He was flat-footed, no defense. I was like, he got beat up from 2 to, 8 when they finally stopped it. But whatever the end was, from that point on, he just got beat up.
Exactly.
It wasn't even no point.
Exactly. Yeah, man. You know what? The jab was a power punch in this case. You know what I'm saying? It was a battering ram, bro. Like I said, I mean, normally, they use the jab, bro, as a measuring tool, right, to try to set something else up behind it. But nah, he was trying to take him out with the jab, bro. Like,
I'll tell you what surprised me was the speed.
Yeah.
Crawford speed, bro. Yeah. Really surprised me. I knew he had quick hands, he had a lot of pop on his punches.
But you expected Spence to be quicker?
No, I expected Spence to be smarter, and he wasn't.
Got you.
He seemed lost. He seemed out of it from round one.
Right.
When Crawford started tapping him with that jab, and it was hurting him, he didn't know what to do after that.
Yeah.
He was a mess. I thought Crawford would be, or Spence would be smarter, but I saw the same thing when he fought Porter. He fought Porter's fight instead of his fight, right? And Sean Porter probably gave him the toughest fight of his career up to that point.
Right, yeah.
And so you fighting somebody else's fight. Yeah. And you can't fight like Bud Crawford.
Right.
If you try to go toe to toe with him, we see what happens.
Exactly.
We see what happens.
He wasn't ready, bro.
He's faster. He's quicker. Yeah. And even at 154, it's going to be a problem.
Exactly.
He'll probably do the same thing Floyd used to do.
Right.
Floyd would fight at 154, fight at 150, 151. He never came in at 154. So I said, Bud going to be that same type of cat.
Yeah.
He going to come to 154 fights at 151, 52, what's comfortable to him, and he going to be muscled up, and he going to tear them dudes up.
Exactly.
He going to tear them up.
That's it, Brad. So last time we sat down, I think I told you my little Jamie Foxx story and stuff like that. So let me tell you my Terrence Bud Crawford story.
Okay.
All right, so at some time ago in another life, man, I was working for a company. I was an executive. I was up in Omaha, Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? And I was an executive. Well, this was when Bud was having his first title defense, right? So there had never been professional boxing up until that point in Omaha. To my knowledge, there hadn't. But he wanted to do his title defense in his hometown, right? So he was making the rounds, and he comes by my office or to my, to the company and what have you, and he sees me there, right? So he pulls me to the side. He said, what do you do here? And I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the executives and stuff like that and whatnot. And he said, man, I have never seen a black executive before. And I started laughing, right? So it was just funny to me, right? Yeah. So we started talking and everything. And I said, so what's up, man? You got this fight and everything? And he's like, yeah, you want to come? Yeah. I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I had just moved my family, because DJ had graduated from high school at that point. So I had to, move the rest of them up there with me. So this is one of the first activities, man. So he gave, me and the fam, what I'm saying, me, my wife, my daughter, my son, tickets to come to the fight, bro. And we sitting ringside, behind his mama. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, bro. We had the time of our lives. That was my first professional fight. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I do have some, love or what have you, you know what I'm saying, admiration for the kid, man, because again, he looked out and all of that, man, and we created that memory. But at the same token, because I can't remember who he fought. It was some Cuban dude, I think, man. I can't remember who it was, but he beat the dude down, bro. And I've been following his career ever since then. And I'm just sitting there every time I see that dude, I say, yo, that kid hit with bad intentions, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that he's finally starting to get some of that recognition and some of that respect that I feel like he deserves.
And I had a criticism about him, right? Because, and I was accurate. The dude wanted money. He wanted to get paid. But guess what?
Don't they all?
That part, but the other part of it, not only did he get the contract he wanted, came in the fight the right way and showed out.
Yeah.
It would have been bad if he'd have came in there and just said, "Oh, I want the split to be different and blah blah." I'm complaining.
Yeah.
Then you get beat down, and it's like you was complaining about money, and you got beat up. No, he made them negotiations happen the way he wanted them to, and he showed out.
And he showed out, bro.
I couldn't be mad about it, bro. Like I'm still mad because Errol's my dude. I love Errol Spence, man. I thought he was gonna be the king, but like I said, that car accident, it seems to be lingering.
There's something else going on.
Something else,
yeah.
I was like, I don't know if the dude ever gonna be the same.
Right.
He had 2 tune-up fights before he fought Crawford.
Right.
He was supposed to fight Crawford years ago.
Right. Yeah.
You did
I remember
2 tune-up fights just to get ready for Crawford.
Yeah.
And you still, boy, you look bad.
Did not look good, bro.
You look bad. What's that episode of Mario when the boy head was all blew up? Man.
Yo, and the memes though, fam. I'm sorry, bro. The internet is undefeated, bro. The memes on them, bro. It's wrong, but the shit is hilarious though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like butterfly juice and grits and biscuits and gravy and all that stuff. I was like laughing, man. They be killing me with that nonsense, bro. But anyway, that's what went down with that, man. So it was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I know that the other dude fought last night. I ain't watched that nonsense, man. I can't get into that dude, man. What's his name?
Watch it, Jake Paul. Yeah. Jake and his brother, man. You know, his brother now is wrestling. But Jake, you know, he wants to go down this road of being considered a prize fighter or whatever. But the dude ain't fought no real boxer yet. He keep fighting cats that's like they in sports, but they not real fighters. So I'm like, okay, bro, show me when you fight a real boxer, then we can talk. And then he started talking about Conor McGregor and blah blah, which would be a crazy fight. But I've heard names like Canelo. Like if he gets a fight with Canelo, but shoot, maybe that's the $500 million fight. Maybe
it is.
You know, Canelo come in, just wash him. Just wash him like a wash. You know what I'm saying?
Take his paycheck and go home.
Because I really feel like that's what would happen if he ever fought a real fighter. But I mean, you got to give him credit though for building a platform not only for himself but some of these other cats where they can start making some money in a different way. They going from YouTube to now they can transition into different platforms. I think him and his brother being the early adapters of YouTube were able to start thinking about how do we create other revenue streams, right? And they were very creative about it with the waters, the energy drinks, the merchandise. Like, dude, like you can't hate on them for that.
No, the hustle game is strong. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Transitioning in the conversation a little bit, is that the problem, right, in America today, bro? You know what I'm saying? This sensationalism, man, this addiction to entertainment. You know, even in instances where, you know what I'm saying, it's foolishness, right? I mean, paying money to see Jake Paul fight is kind of foolish in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, pay-per-view or what have you. But we do it because, or people do it because, you know what I'm saying, it's something to talk about, you know what I'm saying, and people are just starved for any kind of entertainment that they can get. You know?
Yeah, man, and it makes me think like, bro, like the stuff these cats doing for clout nowadays, like playing pranks on people in Home Depot and stuff, right? They'll put a bucket on somebody's head and run away. I was like, what if that dude shot you? And I've seen videos, and I don't know if it's real or fake or whatever, because you never know, right? But it's been times I see one of them pull a prank on one of these cats, like say L.A. And next you know, Crip dude, I'm out with the switch on you because you acting up out here. You doing too much. And stuff these women do, man. That's what bothers me the most, especially having daughters. You know, we both got daughters, bro. And it's like when you see these girls out here, the stuff they do for entertainment and sensationalism. I'm not even talking the OnlyFans thing.
Understood.
The OnlyFans thing, that's a whole separate topic. But I'm just talking about just for sensationalism. Like, bro, it's wild, man. I just can't imagine the world these kids are growing up in. They can't be normal people anymore.
Meanwhile, while we following TikTok and Instagram and, you know, and all of this other sensational stuff that's going on, right? You got states like Mississippi, bro, trying to bring back Jim Crow laws, family. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, man, and the point that I'm trying to make is there's a lot of real stuff that's happening out here that we are paying absolutely no attention to. All right, because we're focusing on all of the garbage and all, and I'm like, is that the purpose of it, right? Is distraction like the strategy of the day? You know what I'm saying? I almost feel like it is, man. You know, so for those of you who aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, you know, Mississippi tried to pass a law, like a week or so ago. They tried to pass a law that basically said that if you were convicted of a felony, that you would lose your voting rights for life. for life, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, okay, that was a law that was on the books back in like the 1890s or something like that, right? And it was on the books for one reason and one reason only. Right, pretty much the same reason why they're trying to put it back on the books today, to disenfranchise a large portion, right, of the population. Right, that portion is being the portion that looks like you and me.
Exactly.
Right, the reason why that worked. Even back then is because you got to understand that when slavery was abolished, right, black folks ain't have much to do, right? They didn't have most of them was if they left the plantation, they was homeless. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really have jobs, right? So what do? You create laws around that, right, to turn them into felons, because the Constitution said that if you have been convicted of crime, then you lose your liberty.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So you create loitering laws and vagrancy laws and and all of these types of things, right, to build up the prison population. So what? Guess what you get? Free labor. Yeah. Right, and that's what's been going on ever since. Yeah. So again, when I see stuff like this that's going on, man, when I see them try to put that now, thankfully, I think I heard this morning, man, as I was riding in, that either the Supreme Court or the state Supreme Court or whatever, they shot it down. Right, they said it was unconstitutional or what have you, and they shot that down. But these attempts are still being made.
Yeah, you think about, like, okay, so the rise of the reality show, right? That was 2002, 3. We started seeing all these different shows coming out. Survivor, Real World. It was all these different reality shows that started coming out and getting real popular, right? Yeah. So during that time, what was going on? We was fighting a war. Exactly. And nobody knew what was going on in that war. Exactly. Why was we over there? What was we looking for? All the investigations and blah, blah, blah. Right. But then you think about right now it's a rolling back of the rights. Yes. So it's like you started talking about Jim Crow laws coming back, women's rights getting rolled back. You already seen Roe v. Wade get overturned, right? Exactly. But then the states are even institutionalizing laws are even more punitive than what would happen to you under Roe v. Wade. Exactly. So it's like, it's getting crazy, man. People not paying attention. And they giving us every reason not to. Because guess what? I'm going to open Instagram. I'm going to see that girl shaking her butt. I'm going to see the dude playing a prank on somebody in the thing, right? I'm watching a podcast where all they talking about is sucking dick and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is what we come to now? We not having real life no more? Exactly. We not having real conversations? Yep. Don't let me throw a puff a minute in there. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to that, all right? I had to get on my boys, man, down in Florida, right? Because, again, the things that are going on in that state, bro, to me, it's just so ridiculous. But you don't see anybody that's really stepping up, that's protesting, that's doing anything. They just riding it out like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? It'll go away. It'll work itself out, right? That type of a mentality or that type of a narrative. But this stuff is dangerous, man. When you got the governor of the state going around, man, and changing the education system to basically say that black folks benefited from slavery. You know what I'm saying? I mean, rewriting history is one thing, bro, but come on, man. Like, and you got fools that get behind this nonsense, man, and that's believing it. I was so happy to hear that I think the Orlando Magic made a huge donation to DeSantis's PAC, right? His political action committee. You know what I'm saying? The Orlando Magic. But the NBA Players Association basically came out and made a statement, you know what I'm saying, nah, we not behind this, you know what I'm saying? Right. So basically, if an organization like the Orlando Magic, right, is going to give funds, right, to any political candidate, right, they really should take into consideration all of the people who are part of that organization to see if they feel that same, if they're in agreement with it. Not only that, man, all of your funds come from the fans as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, you really got to be careful when you walk in those types of lines and stuff. Yeah. So at least the Players Association stood up and they was like, you know what, we not with this, man. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that this dude is spouting is extremely dangerous. You know? So again, but to the point, right? We not paying attention. We don't see what's going on because we too busy watching all of this other nonsense. Yes. You know? Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. We've talked about this before with the critical race theory, right? The CRT taking that out of schools. And it's like, man, you so ashamed of your own history. The problem was CRT never was in schools. See, It was at a
theory.
Yeah.
It was a theory, right? That was being talked about in Harvard graduate school.
Yes.
It never made its way down to the elementary or the middle school or even the high school level, right?
Yeah.
But they over rotated on it, bro, and they said, "Oh, we're not." So they start banning books, right? Anything that had to do with truth, man, they ban. And I'm gonna keep saying this. Because I know people ain't gonna listen to me. I know ain't nobody gonna do it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Get that. What is the 1619 project?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Read the 16. Get the audio book. Watch it on YouTube. I mean, on Hulu. Just whatever. Because that's the best historical account of the birth of America, you know, and how America was built than anything else that I've ever come across. So I'm gonna keep saying that, man. The 1619 project, people, but nobody wants that, bro, because it's educational. And you know what happens when you put on things that are real, right?
Yeah.
We nod off. We fall asleep because it's not tingling our senses. You know what I'm saying? Well,
tell me the last time you heard some kid say he read Huck Finn, Uncle Tom's Cabin.
I can't tell you, bro.
And then, you know, one of the first things I heard was so funny to me. They counted how many times he said the N-word in the book, right? Mm-hmm. And then what they do, they go back and took them all out. And then they didn't call him a nigga. They called him, what they call him? Oh, I can't remember the word now. Now I'm losing my thought. But they changed the name from nigga in the book to something else.
Right.
And it was just as bad.
Right.
But I was, y'all felt, I think it was Negro or something like that they changed it to. But I was like, it's just as bad. We wasn't either one.
Right, yeah.
But then this is what y'all want to change it to. I was like, this was a historical account.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a book that everybody read in high school.
Exactly.
And now you can't even read it.
Exactly.
It's not even part of the curriculum.
It's crazy, bro. And you know what? In along political lines, right? They've done that, right?
Oh, yeah.
There was a time when, I mean, you know, even in the Johnson administration, man, you could say the N-word, wasn't nothing to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they had to, I think it was, may have been Goldwater or you know, Barry Goldwater or one of those cats. They was just like, you know what? We got to start changing our language a little bit, right? So now we can still target these people, but we don't want it to seem like we target them. So let's use words like urban.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Disenfranchised.
Let's use these words instead. We know who we talking about and whatnot, but it doesn't seem as blatant, right? But it's the same story going on, bro.
Always.
You know, you could have Jim Crow, right? Or you could have James Crow Esquire. It's the same thing, fam. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a mess. I mean, shoot, you know, my guy got indicted, right? So you know, we started talking about Florida and all that, but my guy got indicted. You throw that in the mix too. I'm like, okay, you gonna believe it? You gonna believe it?
Come on. Exactly.
Nobody believe he going to jail.
No. And you know what, man? I hate to say this, bro. And I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but last week I said, you know what? Say it with your chest and stand behind it. You know what I'm saying? And deal with the fallout. Yeah. Right? But here's the deal, bro. America is in danger.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I mean, like, this is not even a joking matter. It's in danger right now, bro. And no, with the first indictment, right, you know, Trump's popularity went from like 37% to like 43%. Right? With the first indictment.
Right.
With the second indictment, his popularity rating went even higher. Yeah. And now with the third indictment, it's even higher, right? So at the end of the day, man, there's this cult-like following, right? And I mean, people actually, I don't know how you can like believe what this dude is saying or what have you. Or I think what they like about him is that he openly says, or he openly represents, you know, a dislike and a hatred for, you know, groups and people, right? That they also harbor, you know, some ill will towards, right? But he openly speaks it, so they get behind. But you can't sit there and tell me, like, for instance, right? Part of this other indictment, right, when they said as far as trying to undermine the election and, you know, and all of that type of stuff, right? Part of it is that this, I mean, talk about craftiness, man. This dude had fake electors.
Yes.
Bruh, fake electors, like the electoral college and stuff. He knew that he lost, so he planted fake electors, had them sign documents and all of this to try to have those. And that's what he was mad at Pence about, because Pence wouldn't count those fake electoral votes, so to speak. Now, if you really thought that you won the election, which is part of what his defense is, right?
Right.
His freedom of speech. He can say what he wants because he believed that he
Right.
actually won. But if you really thought that you won, then why would you put all of these other things in place, bro?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the people that you saying that you being persecuted, the people that you're saying you're being persecuted from are people that you put in office.
Yeah.
These are your attorney generals. These are your judges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you appointed and all of this type of stuff. So how is this a witch hunt?
Right.
You see what I'm saying, bro? To me, it's just crazy. But you got people that's eating that mess up, right? So at the end of the day, I feel like, yes, there's a very, I almost hate to say it, there's a very real chance that this dude could end up, right, without some outside intervention or whatever the case, unless the courts do what they're supposed to do, whatever, which is doubtful at this point. But yeah, he could probably end up being president again. But you said something last week, bro, that I have not been able to shake. He ain't even got to be president.
Oh yeah. He ain't got to be.
He ain't even got to be president, bro, because he's got such a following right now, bro, that he has so much influence that he can wreak havoc from wherever he's at. He can wreak havoc from prison.
Yes, and the cold part about it, bro, is that he's created a whole new political party. A whole new political party. You know how hard that is to do?
It's crazy.
That hasn't been done since, what, 1800s?
Yeah.
When we was dealing with the Whigs and, you know, the first iterations of the Democrats and Republicans, and these different groups. That hasn't been done since then.
Well, we've had some semblances of that. You know, like the whole Patriot movement, you know what I'm saying, and all of that type of stuff,
it was
man.
Never the Tea Party.
That's what I was trying to think of. The Tea Party
none
movement.
Of that stuff has been to the level of what he's been able to accomplish. None of it.
Exactly.
Not as organized. Yeah. Not as much influence.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
So you got this whole faction of Trumpists now that are out here doing what they want to do, following this cat. Like you said, even from prison. Yeah. Let this dude send out letters or something. It's almost like the mafia or something.
You saw the tweet, bro. I mean, dude left court and he said, "Hey, if you come after me, I'm going after you." You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back like, yo, who does that? You know, who's on trial?
Who gets away with that?
Yeah, who's on trial for something and then gets to say something like that, bro? Like, can you imagine, man, like even doing the mafia stuff, right? Can you imagine if Al Capone said, yeah, if you come after me, I'm going after you? That's a direct threat, bro, against the prosecutors, against the, anybody, the witnesses, so you can't say stuff like that.
But who's to say the same things that happened during that time won't happen under Trump's regime, right? Or with his followers or whatever. Trump said, you know what? I don't like such and such judge on the Supreme Court. How they know somebody ain't gonna go to that judge's house and try to murk him, right? I was like, because he could do the same thing.
Bro, it's already been done. All right, it's already been done, bro. In Michigan, or well, then they try to take out the governor or something like that. They stormed the state courthouse or whatever. So again, it's already been done, and that's what I'm saying. When they stormed the Capitol, right? Mm-hmm. It's already been done. That's the same rhetoric, right? That's the same reckless speech, right? That caused the insurrection on January 6th, right? And it's still going on.
They thought it was gonna happen here in Nevada,
bro.
When I say America, you know what? I'm gonna take it a different level. I'm gonna take it a different. All right. When I was a kid, bro, I was very studious as far as things with in the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. I got into eschatology, right, which was kind of like the study of end times, right? Mm-hmm. It would always blow my mind, man, that when you look in the book of Revelations, man, even from a non-literal or a allegorical type of sense, you can identify all of these countries, right? You can identify China, you know what I'm saying? You can identify Russia, the big bear, right? You can identify the European nation, right? Mm-hmm. You can identify all of these countries, bro, but you could never identify the United States in the book of Revelation. And that used to always trouble me. I'm like, what? Well, I mean, the United States is like the world power. So where's the United States during end times, right? Mm. I'm fully convinced that it just doesn't exist, right? Mm. And now I'm starting to see why. I'm starting to see how the United States could end up being a thing of the past, right? Mm. Because it is, they said, Rome was never conquered, right? It fell from within, right? And that's what's happening right now in this new Roman Empire, the United States. That's what's happening now. It is starting to fall apart from the inside, right? Due to immorality, due to, just
internal hatred and fighting and infighting and all of these types of things, bro. Like, I feel like the U.S. is doomed. You know what I'm saying? So, again, we were talking a little bit this morning about what are the alternatives, right? What are the alternatives right now? Because as far as I'm concerned, the writing is on the wall, right? You cannot unscroll the scroll, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
It's out there, right? So it's just a matter of time. So now you have people who have decidedly made the decision to flee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got, like we was talking about, people moving to Panama, people moving to
Colombia,
to Colombia, to Mexico, down to Merida, Mexico. You know what I'm saying? People who are going back to to the even Mother Africa. You know what I'm saying? Kenya just opened up and said, hey, they're offering dual citizenship, right? Or dual residency. The same thing that Ghana went through a few years ago. And to me, that's almost the only survival mechanism right now, because it's about to be all-out war on people who are not appreciated, loved, you know what I'm saying, or what have you, simply because of the color of their skin, and what have you. This is the most dangerous place in the world to be, right? If you look like us. I'm sorry, bro. It is.
And the bad thing is we didn't fall in line. That was probably.
But now slavery was a benefit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I said, bro, to me it's just crazy.
But when you don't fall in line and you look like us, it's a double bang, right? And we've tried to intervene at different times in our lives, right? We were, members of an organization that was working with youth, at-risk youth, or what have you. Then, doing the business lane and things of that nature, trying to build economies for ourselves and things of that nature. So we've tried to intervene in different ways, and I commend. I'm gonna toot our own horns today. Exactly. And just say, hey, at least we've been trying to be part of the solution, right?
Exactly.
We don't just get up here on the show and talk this jazz for everybody. Like, we really were trying to be part of the solution, and we get chopped at the knees every time you make a little bit of progress, right?
Yes.
There's always something that starts dragging you back, and it's like, how do you get over that hump? How do you overcome those systems that have been put in place for hundreds of years?
Thank you.
How do you get over that?
Yeah.
That's the question I always ask myself, and I ask others, right? It's like, how do we eventually get over that hump?
Yeah.
It's like you talk about you as a black executive, right, in a world where there were none.
Right.
And you start talking about people that do what I do in my world, right? The cigar banker is a banker for real people. And I tell you, like, it ain't many that look like me that walk through the hallways where I'm walking.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, we've tried to kind of overcome them circumstances, and still we find some reason or some fact where we get drawn back in. So to that point, I just say, man, it's like, I know it's disconcerting. It is very disconcerting. I don't know where we're going to end up at. Like I said, but I know we was talking about it this morning, man. I was like, Kenya look beautiful to me right now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Panama, bro, like, honestly, bro, you know what I'm saying? Don't think that me and wifey haven't had those conversations. It's just a lot. It's a lot to take in, man. I'm not even cautious. I'm not even cautiously optimistic anymore, bro. Like, I'm really starting to lose faith, right? It's depressing, but I'm really starting to lose faith in America. You know what I'm saying? I'm really starting to lose faith in the possibilities that we can get through this, man, and that people can come together, and that people. I mean, there's good people out here. Don't get me wrong. I saw something the other day. It was a graphic image, right? On one side of it, it said anti-racist, right? On the other side, it said not racist. Okay. In the comparisons, right? So it said anti-racist. These are people who are actively fighting against racism, people who are doing this, people who are doing that, so on and so forth. And then it said non-racist or not racist, right? And on not racist, it says they don't see color. They're the ones who say association, well, my best friend is black, or I have black people in my family, and this. But the difference was that you had one group who was actively working against it. You had the other group that basically was doing nothing, right? So basically, they were. In the purpose of it was showing that these people who are the so-called non-racists, they're the problem. right? Because they're not speaking up again. We already know that the actual racists are on the other side of the spectrum, but there's so many good people out here who are not speaking up, who are not doing anything, who are just saying, you know what, I don't. Everything is cool, so on and so forth. And they're not actually addressing the problem. If I were to go back to what I was saying earlier about eschatology in the Book of Revelation, they would be the Church of Laodicea. Okay, and what I mean by that is, the Bible describes 7 different churches, right? But Laodicea stood out because it was lukewarm, right? They were neither hot nor cold, right? Right? And then what the Lord said is, and because of that, I spit you out of my mouth. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not, like I said, take a position. You see what I'm saying? Take a position. You can't just stand in the middle and think everything is going to be fine.
And that's in the New Testament.
Yes, sir.
Get your Bibles out.
That's the last book, y'all. Get that out, man. So we can have a little church while we up in here.
It is Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? Smoking cigars and, whatever. But at the end of the day, fam, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot, bro. And again, I pray that I'm wrong, man. I pray that I'm, but right now, from where I stand, man, you know what I'm saying? And I don't profess to be a prophet or prophetic or anything like that, but I just do not see a good ending, because something started some years ago in the U.S. that it can't be rolled back now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It can't be rolled back, man. So unfortunately, the orange cult is a big part of that.
Mr. Cheeto.
Yeah, it's a big part of that.
But you made me laugh because I was thinking about one of my favorite movies. I love zombie movies, right? Mm-hmm. And one that came out recently was The Dead Don't Die. And in the movie, at the beginning of the movie and throughout the movie, they keep saying this one line, this is not going to end well. Yeah. And it was like the whole movie, this isn't going to end well.
It's not going to end well, bro. Exactly. We should all go get T-shirts right now that say, this is not going to end well. So again, bro, like I said, the only solution or semi-solution that I can come up with in my finite mind right now is escape. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, how do you avoid this, man? Because, again, this next election, bro, is not. You remember the first time when Trump was running against Hillary, right, and everything, and I said we may be in a position where we're going to see the last U.S. president. Yeah. You remember that? Mm-hmm. When I was saying that? Mm-hmm. That's still out there.
Well, he tried it. He tried to create, what would you call
Monarchy.
it? Monarchy.
Exactly.
Right?
That's still out there. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not done yet. He may still end up being the last U.S. president.
And he's going to be like most monarchs, right? They fail because of their children. Yeah. Most of the times, the ones that are the conquerors, the tyrants, or whatever, they don't have a lineage that can support that. There's been very few times in history where a lineage was able to survive that. But like I said, Trump's lineage may not be on that line, but he gonna find a way. Yeah. He gonna find a way. Whether it's his son, because his son is coming of age soon. It may be a grandchild. Who knows? Yeah. It may not be the direct descendant. So I don't know. We'll see.
But it's crazy, But I think the first order of business, should he win the election, the first week in office, he'll be issuing a whole bunch of pardons to himself.
You can't come get me.
I pardon me.
He said on indictment 35, on indictment 37.
Exactly.
They gonna have to go down the list.
Exactly. It's crazy, fair. It's crazy. But anyway, man, you know what? I feel good. That I was able to get some of that off my chest. I know, man. Listen. I know some of y'all are vehemently disagreeing with my point of view right now, and that's okay. All right, trust me. I'm a big man. I can deal with it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm very, very concerned. Because again, I got children, I got grandchildren. It's very concerning to me to see the direction in which this country is going, and I just don't feel good about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I tell you, for me, as far as my standpoint, I came from a history of fighting, so I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna stay in my lane and fight that lane that I've chosen, and we're gonna see what happens on the other side. Hopefully, I have some impact. But at the end of the day, you're right. It's like the direction we're going in right now is not a good one.
Yeah,
it is not a good one.
Yeah.
And we got to change the pattern. We got to change the pathway. We got to change this road we on right now, some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you said, it's either going to have to fight or flight. It's going to be one or the other.
Exactly.
So, and it's like, shoot, do you want to fight the U.S. government? I don't know. They got tanks. They got bombs. I got a little something. Right. I ain't got all that.
Yeah. Pew, pew.
Don't shoot that little motherfucker no more.
It's crazy, man. It is, bro. It is, man. But again, like I said, all we can do. But the most important thing, if I can leave anybody with anything, the most important thing, and I think, going full circle with this entire conversation, is stay informed, man. Don't be distracted, man. Understand what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot more than, what I'm saying? I mean, look, I know football season is coming up. I know we all got our squad, and we like to, to have like good, camaraderie and healthy competition and all of that type of stuff. I know the whole fantasy thing is about to kick off again. But what I'm saying is we get so caught up in things that don't matter, right? That the things that really matter, right? The things that are really going to have an impact on your future, on your children's future, on your grandchildren's future, we're just sitting back and we're being Laodicea.
Yeah.
Right? We're being lukewarm. We're not taking a stand. We just like letting it come. And just sitting back and be like, it's gonna work itself out. It's gonna be okay. But it's not working itself out. It's not, right? So until people start getting engaged in their communities, man, until people start taking place in the political process, because you know what? This ain't even a democracy anymore. And why did I say that? All right, because in a democracy, every vote counts, right? Every vote counts, all right? And I'm not trying to say anything to discourage people from voting, but what I'm saying is in a democracy, every vote counts, right? What we have seen actively is trying to take away the voting power, right, from a lot of U.S. citizens, right? Even like that, like you said, what took place in Mississippi this past week, right? And if you are rich, or if you are a major corporation, or you know what I'm saying, and you got a lot of dollars, right, to put behind a candidate, then guess what? Your vote matters more than the average person's vote. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So what do you have then, right? If and I'm not going to use no examples, but let's just say if this rich, very wealthy individual, okay, has a tendency to want to vote this way, and then you have somebody else who's just an average citizen, right, whose vote is going to weigh more. Right. In that instance, that's not a democracy. That's a plutocracy. Right. Okay? That's a plutocracy, and that's a government for the wealthy, and that's literally what we're coming to. Yeah. Real talk.
No, you're right, bro. It's like you said, to kind of wrap it all up, we've said it many, many times. A puff a minute should not be your only source of information. Just like CNN, Fox, God forbid you reading Wikipedia and thinking that's the end all be all. But any of those different
or TikTok.
Right.
I know people who just live on TikTok,
and Instagram.
Come on,
think
man.
That's the world, right? I just throw it to my kids. Do that to me all the time. Daddy, I seen this on TikTok. I said, go pick up the book and read it where it says the truth.
Exactly.
Don't just sit there and tell me something you saw some kid talking about on TikTok. Let's go get the book and we're gonna reference
research.
We go to the library.
Thank you.
And I take my kids to the library once a week. Like real talk. So I say, we are not your end source of information. Please don't let it be a puff a minute said this. No, go research for yourself, form your own opinions, just like we have. I hope if nothing else, y'all realize we well-read, thorough brothers, and we keep up with each other. They could throw something out there. But I tell you, that New Testament scripture when they was writing the letters, you better go read it. Read it for yourself. But absolutely, man, you was right on point. But that's why I say we'll wrap up this show and say it's gonna be in the know. We're gonna call it Be in the Know.
Be in the know. I like that. Yeah. Be in the know, y'all. That's what it is, man. Go ahead and give them the rundown, fans. We get up out of here.
We appreciate y'all, man. Keep showing us the love on Instagram. Hopefully y'all was commenting. We're gonna go back and check them. We had a little funky situation with Instagram this morning, but it's all right. We kept it moving. We kept the show going. We're gonna definitely show y'all some love. Show us some love back. Please like, comment, reply. Give us something. Give us some feedbacks. We got something to go off of.
Hate mail.
Yeah, all of it. We take it all. You ain't gonna find me, but please give us all of that.
Exactly. Right.
But at the same time, take that love and appreciation, support, hate, whatever it is, over to YouTube. That's the library. That's the warehouse of everything. We got plenty stuff up. Mick was jumping around at PCA this year. We got that content up there. We got some of it. We got some more stuff to dump on you. We're gonna do like a photo dump one day.
We got to,
man. Do some videos and photos. But anyway, keep showing that love on YouTube. Click the bell link so you get the notification every time we put up something new. And like, comment, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. That way we know you're in tune with us as well. And like I said, we always tell you about the podcast, man. We on every podcast platform: Apple, Spotify, Pandora, the whole nine. So catch us there as well. Listen to us in the car, in the gym. Put us in your ears while you're walking around, whatever it looks like, man. We appreciate you.
There it is, fam. There it is. Outstanding job, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, y'all. So once again, y'all, it's been another Cigars and Conversation with a puff a minute. You know what? And we are sitting right here at Tabernacle Cigar Lounge in Las Vegas. All right. So again, if you haven't gotten out here yet, make sure y'all get down here, man. We had an outstanding time last night, man. Soulful Saturday. Island Soul was out here putting it down. It was nothing but a party. I believe today, man, they got the Relief Sunday that's going down. All of this is weekly. It's every week. So again, if you on the live, I'm saying come down here today. If you catching us on one of the other platforms, it don't matter. Every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, this is where you want to be at if you in Las Vegas. All right. So with that, man, I think we done, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's get up out of here. Once again, I'm your man, Cigar Mick.
Cigar Banker.
And we out of here, y'all. Peace. And we'll catch you on the next one.